Hello, how's everybody doing out there? Talking Shit Tuesday, coming at you every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do Peasant Chat at 9:30 on Sunday, and we do YDBT Daily on Thursday at 8 p.m. Today, we're going to talk about shops that normally would not touch Chevy stuff are getting into the ZR1. I think Chevy, GM did something pretty amazing. They made a car so good that it's hard to ignore it. It's hard to ignore the potential and the upside of learning a complete new platform. And when you see a shop that is known for building specifically one vehicle, Mustangs, whether it be a GT500, a GT350, or the GTD, which I haven't seen much come out of there, or the Code Red that Fathouse is known for messing with, they have a ZR1 in the shop. That means they have a customer that said, you know what? Here is a 200 or 300. Let's be honest. Nobody really gets these for $200,000. $300,000+ vehicle, and figure it out. So we could talk about and speculate what is possible with this car, because I think the fuse is still the stupid DCT. I think there's certain torque management things, there's certain boost by gear settings that I think a lot of these people are going to try to get around, and they're going to have to upgrade hardware, then find the failure points of the transmission, then see what they can offer for a package. But I personally am excited about seeing shops that normally would not mess with it. And it just puts a blue check mark on the fact that the GTD is such a dud, and the 24 and up Mustang is such a dud, that the top tier shops are going, I'd rather buy a $300,000 ZR1 and get on that game than just another GT that you or anyone with a credit card can build at home. Yes, it can go 8 seconds and do the thing, but shops are not interested in that if you can just do that shit at home. Also, we'll talk about Corey from PPEI is warning diesel guys, by the way, DEF deletes are not legal now. And we'll get into his explanation. He went on Facebook and had a plead to the diesel industry, and you know, it kind of puts a blue check mark what I've been saying on the whole EPA enforcement thing. The problem are diesel guys. You didn't see anybody get hit up for jail, or hit up and put in jail because they were deleting catalytic converters from a car. You didn't see anybody hit up and put in jail for tuning a car, a gasoline car. It was diesel, and DPF deletes. We'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It sucks, but what doesn't suck are the sponsors of the show. DNAPformance.com. Check them out. They got some tax time deals and a bunch of other shit happening in case you guys get refunds. That means you make no money. If you got a refund, use a brokey. Check out DNAPformance.com for your deals. Hit up. Tell them that you're in the area of YDBT. Give you a bit of a deal. Belgian Wheels. This is the last month of their sponsorship, so we're going to give them a nice little send-off by letting you know that they have some of the best wheels around, and especially their lightweight series wheel. If you want a street-oriented wheel that's not going to sacrifice performance because it's light, check out Belgianwheels.com on their lightweight series wheel. PMAS, PMAS. Best colder intake, best MAP sensor, best everything when it comes to induction systems on MAF, MAP equipped vehicles, and they have great stuff for MAP, the DIY. Do-it-yourself intake kit is my choice. Donnie pretty much made a cold air that should be duplicated for every F-150. Don't got cookies, cookies.com. Check out their new releases. They got some blue shit and a bunch of peanut butter shit. Like, check it out. It's probably called Nut in My Butt or something like that, right? Oh my God, hit them up for diabetes. Partsfarm.com. They got a 07 GT500 on deck. Shit looks new. It's a TVS away from being a fun weekend car. Check them out. Tu Auto Solution, building cars for totally not drug dealers down in Puerto Rico, where they're like, oh yeah, we don't want to become a state, we want to become independent, and then you're going to end up drifting off into the ocean because you have nothing to offer. Bellac Industries, BellacIndustries.com, Bellac Industries, right, Bellac Industries. If you want to sell drugs and you want to let everyone know that you sell drugs, you're definitely going to go to Bellac Industries and let the people know what the dealie. Oh, and Max Out Injury Lawyer. That's right, Max Out Injury Lawyer. He totally doesn't race on the street. That is a jockey that does that. But he has a Gen 2 F-150. He wants to go racing. He's serious about that, so check out Max Out Injury Lawyer at 337-239-6292. If you get jacked up in a car accident, let him know that Amory sent you, and you can maybe sue somebody. That's right. Let's get you suing people, right? I gotta get the logos back up. It's a bit of a process trying to get everything in here, but I'm doing my best. You know, I don't have a producer in this joint, so it's all me. Also, we're gonna tell you to go to richprince.com / I always say it wrong. richprinceusa /YDBT. Get your hats and goodies there. You're going to get your YDBT hats, going to get your Dolo hats, going to get your Amory hats, going to get your Shicey Section 8, the revised up and coming pre-order shirt and hoodie design, Hush Money shirts and hoodies, ZR50 shirts and hoodies, Booty Juice, Elote Juice shirts and hoodies, Amory, Save the Manuals, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, GT350, S650, 85 to 86, 87 to 93, 1320 Didios. If you like gay guys that go over to the Philippines and totally just check out the racing. Oh, I love you. You son of a bitch. I love you. You know what? I'm buying that shit. That shit's hot. Just put that shit out. Oh, you got Amory stickers. Oh, my dick. Wait, what happened? Where'd it go? Like, did this not populate? There we go. Whoa. Oh my God. Hell yeah. We're going to party. So yeah, check out Rich Prince USA /YDBT for, check out the goodies that we got going on over there. Let's say hi to the people. Talk to them shit for an hour and a half. Paul P. Clint Stroke. I'm dying. Clint Stroke, Money 540, Laminate, Paul P. again, Nick Nash, B. Levez, Big Pops, B-Side, Harley, whatever the fuck that says. Frank, Tony the Truck Guy, Soul 99, Z33, Chemzilla, Villagio, Crowd Killer, D-Rock Fox, EPA, Michael Locks, Robo Style, Tony Dominguez, you're the guy with the GT500, right? Did you win anything? Did I give you anything? I could have sworn I gave you something. I'm not 100%. J50, semi-retired Street Racer, Coyote Fury, EPA, Amory, Wesley Stewart. Blue Thunder, J-Jud, Donnie Renfro. I can't believe you're awake. Don't you get up like at 5 in the morning and, race nobody in some bridge? Most Light, Slick 50, it's the Sean official corn-fed cow. Damn it. A lot of people on. Holy shit. Alfredo Diaz, Jasso, Nardi Mercado, Christopher Dixon, Dustin Garrison, Twin Turbo, Smobra, Subacobra, Stock Bottom and Cobra. What the fuck? Matt Oliver, Nazo, Nick, Perry, Low, W. Daly, Richie, 10 Second, Diego, Official, Teddy Diaz, Draculek, Jaywalk. What's up, Jay? Are you here yet? Looks like 650 years and I'll get into the 7s. I don't know what is B58 better? I don't know. Garrett, South Detroit Entertainment. Matt Francis, I got to get you your JLT 148. I have not forgotten. I shipped 2 wheels today. It cost me $300 to ship some wheels today. Unbelievable. 1320 Timmy T, Daculex, BSR Racing, Metalhead, Joseph Lacey, Rick, CCW Fox, Ken McAllister, Mustang Activities, and all the usual suspects. Guys, thanks a lot for coming in here and hanging out with the kid so we can talk a little shit for a little while. You give me the motivation and this and this and that and blah, 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 but go back. Well, what happened there? So I follow Ben Stoner. I don't know if he's like the general manager. I don't know what he is, but I just know that he's affiliated with Fathouse Fab. And, they're great people over there. So he posted something that was very interesting to me. It said, it's time to see what these cars are capable of. C8 ZR1 performance packages coming soon. And a customer dropped off one of the prettiest specced out ZR1s I've seen. It's just pretty. It's just fucking pretty. It's just really, really well specced out. The wheels, the colors, the accents. It's just super good. So let's talk about what the possibilities are with this car. So if you're a shop owner, obviously you want to make money. Obviously you want to push packages out there. Obviously you'd absolutely love for somebody to be able to provide a vehicle so that you can, get some R&D stuff done. And a lot of shops can't afford, let's be honest, they can't afford to get their own vehicle. So luckily, Fathouse has done so well in the modifying game with their Motec equipped GT350s. It changed the game. In my opinion, Fathouse single-handedly allowed a Ford Mustang, right, even though they called it a 350, to be seen in the same realm as supercars, because you had Motec equipped flat plane cranked cars making 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, running 200 in the half mile, which is, it's a big deal. I get it. It's not Lambo 230, but it is a car that if you really look at the lineage and the history of what they did, It's pretty special. It's one of those things that maybe in some future they'll get the proper recognition, but we're in it right now. Like imagine in the day when Yanko was doing what they were doing. In the day. Imagine in the day when Shelby was doing what he was doing. I honestly think Fathouse is right there because they took a 350 that had potential. They worked with Corbin. Corbin Johnson, I think, is their tuner. They worked with Vit over at Motec, and they worked with FFRE. And they basically made one of the more sought after premium Mustangs around, where you would compare it to everything else in the aftermarket. Whoever built the Mustang had to be compared against Fathouse stuff. They ended up going sevens with one of their customers' cars. As a matter of fact, Fathouse or John Lucas, if you're here, can you answer me this question? Is the same guy that you guys developed your packages for, I think it's a 1400 horsepower 350 that is white and blue. Is this the same customer? Because the car is white and blue. And obviously he has a taste for white and blue. So when you have a customer that's obviously going to stick with it, go with it, and the development that happened, you need to understand, Motec stuff happened under that umbrella. FFRE stuff happened under that umbrella. I get it. The drag race engine stuff, I understand what FFRE did there. But what they did with the GT350 to me is more impressive. The fact that they were able to work with a shop to get the tuning down, the flex stuff, the ghost cam on the fly, the race stuff, the race modes, the boost by gear, and the engine lived through all of that is really impressive. And they brought everything they knew into the code red stuff to the point where people don't know that that's not a factory car. Like they don't know that's a factory car. There are people that are comparing, ZR1s to the code red. And I'm like, no, that is a Fathouse thing, which is a feather in their cap. It is a compliment. So when they see their car being compared to the ZR1 and the ZR1X, like, because retards don't know that that is an aftermarket car, that should be a huge compliment to Fathouse to make everyone think, oh, this is a factory option, which is not. It's 100% aftermarket. But I think someone like a Fathouse can probably get priority in that development. I suspect, and I don't know this, I suspect Tremec probably worked with Fathouse and Motec to develop better saucy DCT stuff. I don't know this for a fact, and I'm not lying, and I'm not being tongue-in-cheek. But when you hear that car shift, you go, wait a minute. That thing, at that weight, at that power level, should not complete shifts. Because GT500s have trouble completing shifts at that, power level. But that one did it, no problem. See you later. Yeah, Jay Walker, you're late to the game. We already talked about it. So that, I think, gives them the clout, notoriety, and the prioritization for people like Tremec, who build the same transmission in the ZR1. Right? Am I not mistaken? That the ZR1 and the ZR1X have a Tremec DCT in it? And now if that car ends up in the hands of that place who has Shelby under their banner, meaning Shelby said, here's a bunch of cars, make a bunch of code reds, and they're still making them as far as I know. They're serialized, so they're just going to keep making them until they're already sold out. So I think they have Motec under their banner. They have Tremec under their banner, and potentially GM. Imagine if they have Shelby and Ford giving them access to things, and then because they are who they are, GM comes to the table and says, what do you need? Because obviously warranty is out the window, but you're looking to get after it, and we want to make it happen. Now that is obviously a rear-wheel drive version. It's not the ZR1X, but you've seen that the tuning is out for these things. But I don't think Corbin is going to mess with stock factory ECU stuff, especially if it's going to be a premium vehicle of that caliber. Like if I'm going to pay Fathouse to make this happen, then I want Motec in that sucker. I don't want HP tuners flashed shit. Sorry. I want the Billy Badass. They will make ghost cam on the fly. Guys, the car has twin independent variable cam timing. And one of my longest predictions, dating back probably 8 years, is gonna come true when the Corvette gets ghost cammed on the fly. And I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna play the video over and over and over, saying that when the dual overhead cam Corvette comes out, every LS homosexual that sucks dicks that said that the ghost cam was gay is gonna drool over the fact that the ZR1 will be ghost cam on the fly or ghost cam in general. Now that tuning is available with the ZR1, all you need is a tuner that says, let's start ghost camming this shit. And while gay to everyone else that says, no, you got to shove and put your dick in the blowhole of the dolphin cam, are going to go, wait a minute. It can sound like that just with a tune? Count me in. So that's going to be interesting to see what they develop, especially when it comes to on-the-fly stuff. I'm a huge fan of Fathouse. I wish I can get access to the facility, but obviously they're probably not looking to pay the kid to get up there. But I'd love to just see what's going on up there, because this channel should become a aftermarket stuff, because the new stuff is dead. 24, 25, 26 Mustang, dud on arrival. DUD. Whipple, stupid Sentry. It's a Gen 3. And there is nothing a shop can do to those cars that you, a person, can do in your house. So these cars aren't shop cars. You don't need to drop off your Mustang since Gen 1 to a shop to do anything different unless it's 100% custom work. Now, while the other shops are gawking at the ducting and the brakes on the GTD, motherfuckers are making 1,200 horsepower or 1,100 horsepower on a ZR1. And guess what? No one gives a shit about right now. The GTD. It's a 10-second, $300,000 car with a blower, and it weighs. It's too heavy. It doesn't have twin turbos. It's just a stupid car, and it's too expensive. So it is a portfolio car. Buy it, keep it for a year, sell it for $500,000 in 2 years. You've made your money. If you actually want to go fast, you're gonna go ahead and buy yourself a ZR1X. Or a ZR1. I would buy the ZR1. I'd buy the E-Ray. I'd hit up Sissio Performance and go, Sissio, not even Sissio. I would call Magnuson. Do you make a blower for this thing? Yup. Boom, get it in there, race gas, stock motor shit. All I need is 8 PSI. It's gonna run 10.3 or 10.2 on the street. Stupid. Absolutely all day, every day. Now, Corey from PPEI, we all know his name. He's been fighting the good fight, spent $7 million plus just in legal fees to fight the EPA. No one has suffered more financially, and maybe publicly, notoriety, name-wise, being drugged through the mud than Corey. So I guess March 1, he decided to post this, and I thought it was interesting. It says, deletes are not legal. I'm posting this because I'm seeing tons of people sharing stuff saying it is. Simply not true. The endangerment finding was about greenhouse gases. Okay, stop. Corey, this is where you lose Diesel, guys, because they don't know what the fuck you just said right there. What endangerment finding was a green? I just want to know if I can cut the cat off of this thing. The DPF got to come off, man. What we're dealing with are trucks with aftermarket that breaks, and we bear the burden. It is criteria pollutants. It does more harm than good to say it's fixed, because then the people put their guard down when we aren't even in the peak of the fight. Massive progress is being made, and shortly we will all need to get loud together. But the problem with our trucks is not resolved yet. There'll be news on this soon, I'm hoping. But for now, we need to stay active and to get this reoccurring climate tax mandated on our vehicles removed. Likewise, the racing manufacturers need legit language that allows them to legally modify a once certified vehicle. Leaving that discretion in the hands of a bureaucracy that has no clue about anything in our lobby is a sitting time kapow. These things are high priority. The industry is a sitting duck until resolved. What does that mean? Based on current laws, you can still get in trouble with the EPA if you make a car with a VIN number a race car. Point blank, end of sentence. If your car has a VIN number, was built after 1967, did it ever come from the factory with emissions components? Technically, I'm not saying they're ever going to do this. Technically, you are in danger of being prosecuted, whether civil or criminally, for converting a certified vehicle into a race car. But you guys sit there and go, well, Trump's in, we're good. No, he's almost halfway through his term. Once he loses the midterms, which he will, sorry, I don't think it's good. That's just the ebb and flow of politics. The Democrats are going to impeach him. The Democrats are going to go after him. The Democrats are going to try to arrest him. The Democrats are going to try to cut his dick off, and he's going to do nothing for the next 2 years unless it's EO stuff. So now they're going to try to get their money back. They're going to try to get their power back, and that means the EPA purse of the EPA is going to be highly scrutinized, and you will see potential fights for the next 2 years. And if a Democratic administration comes in 2028, oh boy, that's going to be an absolute problem. But we don't know what's going to happen yet. I'm hoping that it stays Marco Rubio, because it's Marco Rubio. It's not JD Vance. JD Vance ain't doing shit. Marco Rubio is the fucking G. Okay, that's the guy. I know you guys don't believe. Fuck it. It's going to be Marco. Out of the ones that are available, it's Marco. So everything you're doing right now with relaxed and you're going to, let's update our website with DPF deletes. Let's update our website with DPF delete tunes. Let's update our website with downpipes. Let's update our website with off-road H-pipes. You are in the middle of self-criminalization. You are in the middle of snitching on yourself for future administrations. And I think that's what Corey is kind of getting at. So I think a lot of the issues are in the diesel world, but the gas guys are a little too laxed. And if they really want to come after you, they'll come after you, because you've already snitched. You've already shown videos of your car underneath. You've already taken cars with a VIN number to the track. I have. Cars not on the road, Collier, but I've taken cars. Everyone has. Every single one of us has. So until this gets clear, precise language to be able to convert street cars to race cars, the SEMA and PR, the performance and racing industry, like he said, are still sitting ducks for potential future prosecution. We'll talk about many things. We'll also be going to be doing a giveaway for whatever you want from Rich Prince. I highly urge you to get a Section 8 revised sweater or shirt. It's going to be Star Trek trivia. So as always, we're going to talk a little shit. But yeah, I honestly think that people like Sissio, Pites, Boost District, and Fathouse are going to have a ball with the ZR1X. And it is an absolute war. It is now a war. The GTD came and went and nobody gave a fuck. Now, the biggest thing is who can make the highest horsepower ZR1/ZR1X and the quickest in the quarter mile, because notice none of these motherfuckers took it to a road course, right? Did you notice when all these influencers got their ZR1? Did you see any of them go, "What's going down, guys? Let's go to Willow Springs and see what this does"? No. They said, "I'm going to go on the street. I'm going to do a roll. I'm going to go drag racing." And that is the American way. So, Fathouse, if they build the ZR1/ZR1X, you think they're going to take it to VIR? Laguna Seca? Willow Springs? No, they're going to take it to their quarter mile track or half mile track and party there, because that's the only thing that matters. Throw some Emery stickers in for the Star Trek trivia winner. Will do, Corn-Fed Cow. We just have to remind them to pick it out. Whoever, the owner of that 350R, bro, has some deep pockets and a badass right. I'm going to see if John Lucas is in here and he answered that question. Doesn't John call it Red Rocket or something like that? I don't hear about Z06 flat plane crank engine issues like we did Gen 1 350 engines. Well, no, they're catching on fire because something's going on with the fill, with the fill neck or whatever the fuck. Not a fan of the blue wheels, but can't really say say shit when getting gapped by it. The Fathouse ever make a $1,000 package with a Whipple? Seen a 19 350 for sale at Dallas, $79,000 last week. And yeah, they did. I think they made a 1,000 horsepower package, which is a built motor and like a 20-pounder boost. I would never do flex stuff, because unless they do like a smooth boost where they just like get rid of shit, like they literally get rid of all the boost, and then maybe they can do flex stuff, and then maybe the smooth boost can be analogged into the Motec and boost control that. Maybe they can do something like that, but that sounds gay. Just started listening a little behind. Different customer. John Lucas says, different customer than the white blue 350. You guys have great customers. You know, one of the better things to look back and go, these customers trust us with their baby. And I have a customer that took that 1400R package, blue and white car, has drag raced to the sevens, has, if I'm not mistaken, half miled to 200, and he's put a 400 in it, he's put a T56 in it, he's done a little bit of everything. So now you got another customer that said, oh yeah, here's a ZR1. Like, I'm sure that guy is a old 350 customer or GT500 customer or Code Red customer and said, I love you guys so much. I believe in what you do. Here's my $200,000, $300,000 car that we're stepping into the unknown, and I want you guys to step into the unknown with this car. Super badass. Brain dead. Comment by Michael. What the fuck? What's Michael? Who's Michael? Who's Michael? Who's Michael? Don't know what he's talking about. Michael. Don't know what he's talking about. I just skip over these, most of them. Rage bait. I guess I got to see it. Monty, John Doe, Nathan, No Lift Shift Connor. Don't know what we're talking about. Unless your VMP or that Florida shop that usually safest to compare test performance in a straight line. I don't understand the people. I don't understand the people that argue with me about America being a drag race country. It is straight line stuff, which interestingly, today, I'm on YouTube every day. I have 4 computer screens up here. So when I'm working, I just have YouTube all in the background. And then I see the NHRA is testing in Gainesville. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And you know what? They have great shots, no bullshit, no commercials, no dumb announcer, sound, drag race, elapsed time, next. Okay, next, pro stock, elapsed time, go. Okay, now top fuel, pro, boom. Go. I'm like, that is how every broadcast should be. There was a test a long time ago, where a broadcast company broadcasted a baseball game for an inning without any announcers, without any sounds. And apparently it was really good. Like, people were just the natural sounds of the track, the natural sounds of the game. And I'll be honest with you. I watch NC Pro Modder, which is an old guy that goes to the track during the test days. What's going on here? We got Mark Mickey coming up with his, pro mod. And he tells you everything. He's a fan. And I'm like, I watch that. And then when the race is actually happening, I don't give a fuck. I've already watched what I needed to watch. It's cool to watch. Cool. Same thing with the NHRA test. I went, boy, that could be a big problem. Because why would I go to TX2K? Because if you're a TX2K promoter or FL2K, those guys need asses in the seats, right? Even though people do show up, which kind of blows my mind. I wonder what would happen if the people that can't see it on television or YouTube don't watch it, because I'm going to watch it Flow Racing, even if the coverage is shit and the guy is literally swallowing the microphone. I'm going to watch it on Flow Racing. I am not going to Texas. I am not going to Maryland. I'm not going anywhere. I'll watch it and be done with it. So I wonder if those guys are like, I wonder how much money we're missing out on from people not showing up here in person, because they can watch it on YouTube, or they can watch it on Facebook the next day, or they can watch it live on Flow Racing. I don't know. Someone keeps saying Michael. I don't know any Michael. TK's Garage is always talking how diesels are becoming legal to delete. Yeah, that is so crazy. That has never been mentioned. Whoever TK Garage is 100% wrong. I am crazy. I am blown away that they read language in a statement and then perceive it to be, oh, we can delete diesels now? No. It means manufacturers might have the ability to loosen up emission standards in the future. You, as the aftermarket, got nothing. You got nothing. You got a subtle hint that they're not going to come after you. But at no point in time did the EPA says delete diesel particulate filters. Crazy work. We get taxed for having internal combustion engines upon registration renewal, just like the majority of Europe and Asia. We can stop this with World War III. No, it's kind of happening. Should I delete the IMRCs on my Gen 2 Coyote, or should I keep the IMRC as putting a ported Gen 3 manifold on my car? And I keep getting mixed opinions. Because it's a Gen 3 manifold on a Gen 2, just delete it. There have been people that have attempted to make harnesses to make the IMRCs work. And in my opinion, they're trying to just make money on something. When you delete the IMRCs, you're not going to notice a huge difference in performance, okay? So just get a zip tie and slam them open, because these manufacturers are trying to sell you a $150 or $50 or $70 or $200 harness to keep a function that probably doesn't even work, because most of those harnesses don't work. Nardi Mercado. Fathouse is a badass shop. Meanwhile, it's just ruthless. UK and Italian guys do road course stuff. In the USA, we drag race. Simple as that. Full stop. If you're in the UK, if you're in Australia, Australia does drag race shit too. But if you're anywhere else than the United States, you don't understand it. Now, one of the NASCAR guys, I forget his name, but he said something pretty interesting. He said, as an owner, he used to race when I would watch, like in the mid 05 to 10, 2005, 2010. That's when I gave a fuck about NASCAR. After that, I just didn't give a shit anymore. Once they went to the new generation cars, I was like, I kind of stopped watching. You know, the ones that would crab walk all the way down the track. I'm like, yeah, I don't care about this. The car of the future or whatever, the car of tomorrow. So he said, you know, I'm a car team owner, and the fans show up to the roundy round stuff. Less fans show up to the road course stuff. So as a sponsor, why would you opt for NASCAR to give you more road race style courses when the analytics tell us those are the ones that get watched the least? Those are the ones that less people show up to. Those are the ones that we don't do that good in. People like sitting down in a big stadium and watching cars go in circles and almost crashing into each other, like restrictor plate racing or something like that. Or even maybe not restrictor plate racing, but short tracks where there's a lot of action. When you're in a road course, you can only sit in a corner, like a turn 1 or turn 2, whatever, and you're like, that's all you see all day. And then you got to look at a television, a jumbotron somewhere to see the rest of the race. That's why I don't like road course racing watching in person. I would rather go watch it on TV or do it. So in the United States, Mexico is 3 honks away. You want to go to Mexico? It's like clicking your heels 3 times and going home. Beep, beep, beep. I'm in Mexico. And you floor it and you're there. So a lot of dig racing, a lot of drag racing, a lot of roll racing, a lot of racing in general in a straight line. Because in the United States, we have the room to do it. We have just so much fucking room here. It's not even funny. We have half mile races, we have mile races, we have quarter mile, we have eighth mile races. Okay. Road course racing is expensive to get into, and the cars get so fucking beat up. The brakes, the tires, the suspension, it gets beat the fuck up. Yes, you have more time to enjoy the vehicle if you're doing it, but as a fan, you don't want to watch that shit. You know, it's boring as shit. So all that to say that I don't care what the ZR1 did in the Nürburgring, but it is funny that it did it quicker than Ford's best shot, the GTD. The GTD sucks in the quarter mile. 10.6. Donnie's truck is an 11.1 truck. Think about that. Donnie's truck on pump gas that weighs 5,500 pounds and a subwoofer in the back, a box of 410s, and all his shit. What 11.1? Half a second slower than a $300,000 car. Neither of them are going to hit a road course ever, but they might hit each other up in a straight line. So if we get Donnie on 85 in a 79 millimeter pulley, put my money on Donnie gapping that piece of shit. What's the UK? In your opinion, says Harley KVLO. I'm building an engine. Okay, stop there. Stop. Buy a Gen 3 bottom end. Buy an illuminator. Buy an FFRE motor. Ford's pistols. In your opinion, I'm building an engine. Forged pistols. 800 plus, 200 plus nitrous for a quarter mile. What's the best option out of those? Vortec, Raptor R Supercharger, or Roush? Holy shit. What forums are you visiting? What forums are you visiting to get that opinion? Where do you live? Like online? Online, when you go and you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you look up on your phone? Facebook? Raptor supercharger? Are we serious or are you fucking around? And he said Rapider. He said forged pistols or the Rapider supercharger. Thanks in advance. Oh, hey, you might not want to thank me. None of that shit. You build a 2.3 liter, you don't build the motor at all. You get a rod and piston deal or a stock Gen 3 bottom end. You put a Roush 2.3 on it or any 2.3 liter blower, twin 65 millimeter throttle body, PMAS 120, 1050Xs, E85 in the fuel system, and a 72 or 69 millimeter pulley, and live a happy life. Every video of TK is clickbait of it too. TK Garage, every average Dodge Ram owner. Who's TK Garage? I don't know what TK Garage is. Raptor R equals Roush R. Magnuson. No, it does. No. Rand R and R25. Who the fuck told you that? Who the fuck told you Raptor R equals Roush equals Magnuson 2650? What planet do you live on? You think the Roush and Raptor superchargers are the same as the Magnuson 2650? Maybe the rotors, but not the case. And there's a lot to be said about the case and the inlet. See, no. That's, again, my biggest issue is fighting disinformation. That's the hardest thing I do. It's fighting, and that is right there, right in front of us on this show, a guy misinforming somebody. And they're going to go, well, it's the fucking same shit. It's the same rotor pack, but that doesn't mean it's the same supercharger. Not even close. So when I went to the track, I would talk to these guys, and they're all misinformed. Every single one of them. Every single one of them are listening to people that say it with such authority that you're like, boy, that guy sounded like he knows what he's talking about. He was like so sure about what he said. And then you figure out that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He drives around in a fucking Aerostar. And you're like, well, what do you got? Oh, I got a Ford Aerostar. Why am I listening to you? Why am I listening to you if you've never done it? Roush equals Raptor equals, I would say the E-Force is a better comparison against the Magnuson. And then the Roush is a better comparison with the Raptor. But the Magnuson and the E-Force and the Whipple are in a completely different, if we're talking the same rotor design, let's say the Magnuson and the E-Force are more comparable to each other than the Rapider and the Roush supercharger. I like how people think that I can't tune certain combos. And if you look at my ticket system, actually today we did a couple of I think 1,000 horsepower Vortec cars and Paxton cars, a couple twin turbo cars. So a lot of these guys think they get, one-liners on me. One day you will need Lund's help. If you want to build a certain platform, one day you will need Lund's help, and you will sit there and go, fuck, Alex was right. Damn, Alex was 100% right. He said that I would need his help, and I want to build a GT500. Oh, I'll just go to Venomous, or I'll just go to this guy, or I'll just go to that. Go. Because after you pay for 3 different tunes, and you figure out Lund's top dog on this shit, I'm going to be the one going, hey, see this guy? Now he's blacklisted. You better sell that car. You better sell that car, motherfucker. Better sell that car, motherfucker. See, why is it, Vincent? Let's make a argument here. I've tuned probably 400 ESS cars. Probably 150 of them have made 1,000. No issue. But for whatever reason, your car is so special that there were issues with your car, according to you, because I don't know who the fuck you are, little buddy. So I can almost bet that if I had no issue with Gen 2 and 3 cars with ESSs, like 150 of them at 1,000, and yours had an issue, something tells me you're the common denominator. Because if I tune 20,000 Whipple cars and 2 have issues, well, what did I do on those 19,998? But then the other 2 had issues. Was it the tuner? Or maybe they're fucking retarded. Maybe they're 100% retarded. Of course you don't care about it because you're retarded. See, you don't know you're retarded because in your world, you think you're fine. Think about it. If there's 1,000 of them that are fine, but yours has an issue, the common denominator is you. Plain and simple. And what happens is people go, well, it must be the tuner because it can't be me because mommy told me I'm the best. Mommy raised me because there's no way you have a dad talking like that. There's no way you have a father in the house talking like that. He would have slapped you across that fucking cocksucker so hard. He would have slapped you across that cocksucker so hard. So you were raised by a single mom. And she was like, you're doing great, Vincent. You did great. Oh, you got an F in spelling? We'll turn that into an A because you're retarded and I can't have this retard spazzing out. So you've been told lies your whole fucking life. You've been told you're special. You probably were raised in the everyone gets a trophy era. Everyone gets a gold star on their forehead just by showing up. And then you bought, of course, the most retarded wish blower setup there is, because there is a attraction to that blower by a lot of people, and it's the price, because you're brokies. It just so happens to perform okay, and it's almost like Lund making those cars roll out gave people a lot of credibility to get after it. And then we've seen some of these people get a little famous, and then we just happen to get their file, and bada bing, bada boom, it's a Lund file. So just because you were raised by a single mom that told you you were the best at everything, and you got into racing because you're not athletic, you never hit a baseball, you never could run anything, you got into racing, and now you had a bad experience with a guy that has had nothing but glowing reviews on most applications. Glowing reviews. Like if you were to say, in my life, I tuned 20,000 cars, I would say 12 people had issues. Mathematically, those 12 are probably retarded. Like I guarantee out of 20,000 people, if I had issues with 12 out of 20,000, that means there were retards that I tuned that were fine. That were fine. I tuned some people, Vincent, that were retarded and did well. For whatever reason, you're worse than them. So look, you can look in the mirror and figure out that's your issue. You're the issue. It's not your tuner. You're the issue. Your other tuners are gonna know that you went to Lund and say, "Oh, I can get one over on the Lunds. Yo, he's 30% lean. Just throw 30% at it. See, it's the tune." And you don't know any different. You don't know any different. You just say, car runs better now because I got a different tune. Right, this guy gave you 30% more fuel because he's masking a leak. And you sat there and said, this guy's a better tuner. So all that to say is you're a fucking retard. You're a retard because out of the 20,000 people that I've tuned, if 12 are retarded and they had issues, but the other 19,000 or so are fine, that says everything. You felt you had a bad experience with a guy that has glowing reviews, and usually people have great experiences with me. What does that say about you? It's like going to a Michelin, 5-star restaurant, and you're the guy that doesn't like the steak because you like it well done, like a bitch. Stupid. Get the fuck out of here. Why before they fired you did they promote it so much that you even had one on your car? Exactly. See, this is the thing. It's the stand complex. They believe me. He probably has my shirts. And then he thought I was his friend. He thought it was his friend. He's like, "Oh, Alex, I'm gonna get it on the show." And then he's like, "Oh, I'm not having a good time here." Well, yeah, your car's probably fucked up. You got this issue, you got that issue, you got this issue. Well, it's not me. Well, the other 19,000 I've tuned had no issue. The other 300 ESS guys have had no issues. And the 100 or so that have made 1,000 have had no issue. Why are you having issue? Because I suck? Got it. Whatever makes you feel good. Here's a gold star on your fucking homo forehead, pussy. Lund made ESS. They are the joke in the BMW world. Race-proven motorsports here. Yeah, Fran's good people. I think Fran wishes he could talk shit on his people like that. You know? I think Fran, maybe Fran is at the point of saying, you know what? I built my business so good that if you don't like me, suck my sweaty fat nuts. I respect motherfuckers that roll like that. Oh, here he is. People that talk shit on Lund are dumb. He tuned the cars to be safe, make power, and not blow up. Could it be faster and then it breaks? Yes, that's the difference. And the problem is this. Power seems to be something people think is the end all be all. I'm sure Fran could get a fucking ZR1 in, Kongport, 2.8 upper, or whatever the fuck they do to those things. I don't give a fuck anymore. It's Coyote swap. And he's like, I guess I could lean it out and give it another couple degrees just to get one over on the tuner. Let's say you hate a tuner, Fran. Let's say you got beef with a tuner. And you're like, oh, this is homeboy shit? Fuck it. I'm going to give it 2 more degrees. And look, it came in making 680. It left making 710. And you look like a hero. But then you go, fuck, let me go back in there, take that timing out, put the fuel back in, and ship it that way in the safe manner. In the Mustang game, for whatever reason, people don't believe us when we say there's an octane limit on Coyotes. Most Coyotes are happy at 10 or 11 PSI on great 93 octane, and they make generally, if it's a manual, between 650 and 700 real horsepower. Right? If everything's happy, it's got long tubes, it's got 10 or 11 PSI on pump gas, it should make that. So when I hear somebody say, I took it somewhere else and it made 750 real horsepower, I go, did you raise the boost? Yes, to 13. On pump gas? Yes, the tuner just took timing away. No. It's just a matter of time. It's just because it did it on a non-load bearing dyno doesn't mean when you get on the street and go wide open throttle and it's pushing its weight through the earth that it's going to be fine. You're going to have issues. It's just a matter of time. And then what happens? I get an email and the thing is, Zendesk is so awesome because I could see the history of our conversations. When the last time you paid? What's the last thing you said? It's a nice little sidebar. And I've seen the shit you've talked, and it's been a year since you hit me up. And you're like, hey, Alex, what's up? As if I forgot. And I'm like, click. Oh, this guy talked all that shit. This guy said he was going to go to another tuner. In this forum, he talked that shit. Look at the... And I'm going to say, what are you doing here? Aren't you happy with your other tuner? Yeah, but he ghosted me after I paid him $850 and he sent me one file and then I complained about it and he ghosted me. Well, hopefully everything works out with them. Submit as solved. Get the fuck out of my life. I don't think Fran has a filter. See, I appreciate people like that. Not people that go out of the way to talk shit. See, a lot of people I'm sure tune into this show and they're like, Alex just talks shit for the sake of talking shit. I've never gone out of my way to talk shit on somebody that didn't deserve it or I thought was operating in bad faith. I've never done that. I've never gone out of my way to be like, I just don't like him for the sake of not liking him. He's never done anything wrong. Let me talk shit on him. Never done that. No way. I have the ability to talk about shit on a lot of people that I don't like, but there's no reason to because it's irrelevant here. Race Proven Motorsport says, haha, I talk moderate shit. I don't talk shit all the time. You got to run a business, so I totally understand. Not even beef jerky is that hard, Jay. Wow. Flash the tune. Names Alex just for flashing your tune. Put the burrito in the back. But they always make more power, but they always drive worse. I could go with someone who adds 30%, or I could go with someone who makes the power within 3% fuel trim. I'll take the 3% fuel trim and just out all day, every day. Never argue with an idiot. They'll only bring you down to their level. No, I'm done with him. He's retarded. He's a retard, and he was raised by a single mom because he did not refute anything I said about that. I guarantee you don't got a dad in the house. He would have slapped the shit out of that cocksucker. And you could tell guys that never had that male influence in their life and they talk all sideways and they blame everyone else for their problems. Like, no, I'm good. I've never had a customer tell me, you didn't help me enough. Like, okay, try this, try that, try this, try that, try this, try that, try this, try that. So I'm going off of experience. And then when they go, none of that worked, I'm like, okay, well, take it to a shop. Because there's obviously a disconnect here because this tune is vetted and I'll even re-export it. And they still get all pissy. Buys the cheapest blower and complains about the tuner. What about Torque Store? Did you see? It is. Race Proven Motorsports. You work in the automotive and performance racing field. You see these motherfuckers show up, right? You see this guy show up with a Camaro, and he's sitting there going, this is my baby. Guy's a fat fuck. Never done shit. Can't fuck. I mean, just squishy everywhere. And this is his fucking baby. And it's everything, you know? And then when you give him bad news, like, yeah, we don't work on transformer piece of shit Bumblebee Camaros. What? Do you know that this was, what are you talking about? And you're like, we don't work on those. They're too old or whatever. They get offended. You see the look in their face. Like you're talking shit about like their child. And I'm like, ain't no way you have a dad with that personality. Ain't no way you have a dad with that personality, right? But in the performance and racing field, most guys use their car as their personality. It's like buying a snake and putting it across your back and going, look at this. I have bought my personality. I'm the guy with the snake on his back. I'm the guy with the snake on his back in downtown for no fucking reason. So that people go, whoa, you have a snake? And you're like, yeah, his name's Carl, right? Same thing with a Mustang. Same thing with a Mustang. Ah, there you go. You know, I went over to Race Proven Motorsports, and where the fuck are you? Race Proven and Motorsports. Where the fuck are you? Is there a contact us? How come it doesn't? Check out, create an account. Is there a contact us on the bottom? Contact about us. Yo, you don't have your address. Here you go. C5 owner here. I went over to Newcastle, Delaware, and you know, could you guys, could you believe Race Proven Motorsports doesn't work on C5 Corvettes? Does he not know that this what's the Z06? Does he not know the Z06 was the, you know? And you're like, yeah, that shit's old. Shit's old. Oh, well, who can I go to? I don't know. Who? go to some classic car shop, and you're like, you know, the Corvette owner goes, oh, what the fuck? Classic. Yeah, that the rev limiter is 5850. No, it's not. Oh yeah, trust me. I understand. I worked at a hot rod shop, and I'd see these guys come in and be like, yeah, we don't fuck with that. We don't fuck with that. We don't fuck with this. You should see two valve guys. They're like, hey, do you tune two valves, Alex? I'm like, oh, yeah, do I stick a dildo up my ass all night? They get offended. Cobra guys. Oh my God. Cobra guys sit there and go, wait a minute. You don't tune the Terminator? No, we don't tune the Terminator. What the? Do you know what this car? Do you know that without this car, the Coyote wouldn't exist? Shut up. Delaware gave us Joe Biden. John Lucas, best thing we learned was the word no. The word no is powerful because you can see it in some, like if I look at Vincent's fucking gay face, I would have been like, I'm not working with this guy. He just looks like a fucking homo. Right? Like when you have the ability to look at someone in the eyes and go, yeah, you look like you suck dicks with your asshole. I don't think I'm going to work. Yeah, no, we don't. Unfortunately, we don't work on brand new Mustangs. Well, you do? You got 7 of them behind you. Yeah, we just don't work on yours. Because, yeah, it's red. We don't work on red cars. What the fuck? There's a red one back there. Yeah, yours is burgundy. That's race red. Totally different. The word no is amazing. And you have the right to refuse service. Nobody is owed work. Nobody is owed anything, right? Nobody is owed anything. So a lot of people need to understand that, you know, if you own a business, saying no can save you a headache, can save you a lawsuit, can save you all this shit. Man, could that be Bondo with an alias? Seems like he is emotionally. Oh wow, this guy, homeboy is Nardi is on Bondo hardcore. Yeah, Bondo said some crazy shit about a tensioner the other day, and I'm just like, I just can't. This guy just types words that are not followed with any logic. You know, someone talked about a flipped tensioner with MMR stuff. And I'm like, if Ford thought flipping the tensioner was the right thing to do, they would have done it. They've had 4 generations of motor to do it. It's just weird. Just goofy. The Terminator created the Coyote. Exactly. I love that. The Terminator created the Coyote. I'm like, motherfucker ships purple C5 with the yellow wheels. Bro, stop it. Say the slur, Alex. I'm getting there. I'm getting real close. I heard Alex is... I mean, ask your mom. Hey, y'all, Tune feels... Hey, y'all, Tune Fez, he gay. Okay. What happened with Bondo? I thought he was an amateur. He is, but he somebody posted with the blower thing is fucking silly. And he'll sit there. He'll think he's right. And then he ended up saying that MMR's flipped tensioner is the proper way to tension the Coyote chains. And I'm like, then why didn't Ford do it? Like, ever? Why didn't Ford do it? You know what I mean? Growing up, my dad said no with an explanation, and that was it. First thing I learned corrections was to say no. Now being a dad, it's a lot easier. Got it. Bad reviews from one of none-faded yellow Corvette built on a Tuesday, insert option package that never existed with a 7-liter insert dealer that never existed with red brake calipers. Yeah, you need to understand that saying no is very powerful, especially if you own a business, because if you want to stay in business, then if you want to stay in business, saying no is great. And Vincent, let me tell you something that's going to blow your mind, you fucking retard. Everyone at Lund Racing uses the same files. So if you have a 19 ESS manual car, the Lund, the tune Lund, John Lund, Devin, Nardi, Corey, and I are the same fucking tune, you stupid retard. It's the same tune. So why would I give you another tune? Oh, okay, let me just reconfigure. No, it is vetted, meaning John, the lead calibrator, made that file and has version 88, and you have version 88 of that file, you dumbass. So you need to understand that there is no other tune. If you have a 22 Whipple truck, you get the same tune every 22 Whipple truck. Now, you have E85. Here's a fuel system revision. Here's an E85 revision, which is Stoic, crank fuel, and spark advance. And some blending if it's DI stuff. But the file is the same one all the tuners use. So if I give you a file and then another tuner from the same company gives you a file, it's the same file. Stupid idiot. Vince, if you copy paste can make Ford copy pastes. Ford. Do you think every GTD has a different tune in it? Do you think every 2016 GT350 has a different tune in it? Do you think every 17 350? Do you think every 18 Auto 10R80 has different tunes in it? Oh, I got an 18 Auto 10R80. Oh, you too? They must be totally different tunes. Same freaking tune. People don't know how it works, like, at all. He must be tough out here for LSX guys if they're checking in on Coyote live streams. Well, that is interesting because Race Proven Motorsports, right? He deals, from what I can tell, mostly, if anything, mostly, if not all, LSLT stuff. And I don't know that the ZR1 is going to be something they're going to jump on because they have to have a market. Now, who do you know, guys, that tunes twin turbo, dual overhead cam, twin independent variable cam timing setups like 30, 40, 50 times a day? What tuner do you know tunes twin turbo, twin independent variable cam timing, dual overhead cam cars 30 to 40 times a day? And would that person be interested in tuning a brand new version of that's in the market? Probably. Right? The FP700 trucks all get different tunes. Special. The ones that cook the cats. Those. Custom tunes, every vehicle. Exactly. God, you can call yourself out, Vince. Unfortunately, reality is that most shops have a downfall after a point. People get discouraged. People leave. Quality drops. That's the game in any business. I don't know about that. I'm not 100% sure about that. I think certain shops stay in business if they operate in good faith. And, you got to be honest with the customer, and you can't just be dismissive. But sometimes the customer just thinks they're right all the time. When the customer shows up to a place and he thinks, I'm the customer, I'm always right, you've already started off on the wrong foot. You're looking for a service from a specialty shop, specifically when it comes to hot rodding stuff. And if you want the cars built like they know how to build it, they're in charge. You're going there to have the car built based on their specs. When you buy a Lund tune, you're not buying a tune you can configure your way. Hey, give me 30 degrees of spark advance on pump gas. Nope. It's not, nope. Done. Give me burbles on diesel. Nope. Burbles on diesel, no. Let me get a higher rev limiter. No. Well, why not? Because the way we configure the tune based on all of our vetting is optimal, safe, and makes power. The things you're looking to do make it less safe, make it less optimal, and they make less power. Falafel King, for whatever reason, is pissed off about a tune. What's it? So if that's the case, why did I have to provide the factory tune to you after you telling me to reflash it because you were trying to tune it off of another tune? Hey, Falafel King, let me slow down, and let me slow down because you're probably retarded. When you provide a tune, if you're using an HP Tuner's device, if you are, and I'll say 13 times, if you're using an HP Tuner's device, we have to build the tune off of your stock file. We assume you give us your stock file. So if you give us something that's in there that we have no clue about, we assume it's the stock file. So if you gave us something that wasn't jiving, I'm like, well, is this not your stock file? It looks like a stock file based on the layout. Oh no, it's something else. I'm like, then whoever tuned it last didn't do shit because it looks stock to us. And the strategy matches and all that shit. So we assume you give us the stock file. So then if you have to go to Ford and get the matching file for your VIN number, and then we license it based off of that, that's not on us. That's on you. You didn't provide the proper file to us. Some people have done that to us where they give us like a Roush file. And I go, that's a Roush file. How do you know? I can just tell by all the scaling. This is a Roush file. And they're like, well, what should I do? I'm like, we need the stock file if it's an HP Tuner device. That's why the LRX is the king. I just go, here's a fucking file, flash it. It's going to suck off whatever it's got as a stock file. But this tune on the LRX shoves it down its throat, just like N-Gage used to do. N-Gage didn't give a fuck. N-Gage didn't give a fuck what's in that shit. Just, blah, here, flash it. Shoves it down its shit. But HP Tuners, you gotta draw shit. You gotta draw shit. And then you gotta make sure the customer is providing you the properly drawn shit. So it's highly dependent on you most of the time if you're using HP Tuners to provide us the stock file in the car. I'm sorry. Because I don't remember you. I've done like 400 people after your shit. So I have no idea who you are. And if you don't like it, go somewhere else, bro. Like, what the fuck? I don't care. I'm not going to say to you, suck your dick. It's just not going to happen. And if you don't like it, too fucking bad. Like, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy that's going to sit here and say sorry when you fucked up. Oh, is it always us fucking up? If I've done 20,000 of them and only 12 complain, and those complaints are because they're retarded, yeah, probably. Probably. Forgot the verbal tunes, not just, they're not just gay, they're unsafe. Exactly. Just rename the same revision 9 times so they feel like they got their money's worth. So that's something I don't do. I'll be honest with you. So I try to let people know. There was a guy today that had a Whipple 23 and pump gas, return style fuel system. And dude, so easy to work with. Mexican, right? So that's like a roll of the dice. Dude, we were done today. Got me a log. Got me, I even said, do a dig hit. It's 4-wheel drive. Yeah, do a dig hit. Fuck it. Turn off all the tracks and do a dig hit. 1, 2, 3. Shifts are 7,500. Here's the E85 tune. Within an hour, he had the E85 idle, slow rev. Then I said, do a watt hit. He goes, dude, it feels amazing. Can I pulley down? Pulley down on the same tune. Gave me a watt hit an hour later. We're done. He has an 800 horsepower to the wheel truck on the 85 in 3 revisions on a fucking, what's today? Tuesday. Done. So why is it that I have experiences like that, and then a guy with a fucking ESS has these tripping balls? Meanwhile, a Mexican with a truck was done in 2 or 3 revisions. Who do you think the problem is? Me? Bro, shut the fuck up. Seriously. Wonder why a lot of rat fuck tuners love HP tuners. It's mandatory to suck off the previous tune. Exactly. Vincent, you've proved this point 9 times now. Admit to yourself you're wrong. Then type the words, maybe the problem is me. Believe me, you'll feel so much better. Maybe the problem is you. Did you ever consider that? That maybe your fuel system's fucked up. Maybe you have a pump that's down. Maybe your fuel pressure ain't right. Maybe. Because goddamn it, when the car's built good, it's done. Like 1,000 horsepower combos. Done. That guy with the F-150, if he had a 2.8 pulley on that fucker, he would have made 1,000 today on a fucking Tuesday. Today. And then you would have sat there and gone, I don't get it. Why'd you give him better treatment? No, it's real simple. Stupid. He built a better truck. He built a better vehicle. He's not retarded. That's all. That's all. So the guys that do well, look, there's a guy with an Edelbrock. There's an E-Force customer right now. Awesome communication. Going lean, going lean, going lean. I go, okay, man. Okay, man. We got to start looking at this car. Take the catch can off. Show me a picture of the cold air. Oh, shit. It looks like you upgraded the cold air from the initial picture. Shit. My bad. I put in the stage 2. By the way, I'm going to take the catch can off. Okay, before you do that, I'm going to give you a revision because I needed to see a photo of the cold air. Here's a revision. Took the catch can off. Within 2%. Give me a watt hit. It's a little wet right now. Can't do it. It's still a little lean, but we'll check it out and make sure everything's good. Great communication, wasn't tripping, wasn't saying you fucked me up, wasn't immediately accusing the tuner of being lazy. I said, I don't know, this thing looks like it's lean, but I need to make sure. And then after sending me some photos and did it, we figured it out. But the ones that get defensive, they don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work. They're like, I don't want to do the work. I got a guy right now that has a lean bank 1 issue. Do a compression test. Did a compression test. He's like, okay, I'm going to take a look at the O-rings and the injectors to make sure they're not rolled over. Look at that. He suggested something. When I work with people like that, I know I'm going to have a good time. I know the tune is going to go well because this guy is competent. So when you are incompetent, I can tell within the first 2 or 3 lines when you start accusing me of being lazy. My experience with tuning is if you have issues, 9.5 times out of 10, it's a hardware issue, not a tune-related issue. You don't understand. They fucked up the setup and want you to show up and diagnose this for them. Shops get in trouble, says John Lucas, building customer-selected combinations. We are only interested in selling our well-vetted defined packages. This allows us to offer stuff like a 2-year warranty. So if John Lucas gets a GT350 customer comes in and he goes, you know, I want to get your 1400R package, but I want to use an on-3 twin turbo kit, right? John Lucas, after laughing for about an hour and spitting his coffee all over the guy's face, would say, yeah, we're not going to do that. No, you don't get it, sir. I want everything that your 1400R package has, but I saw this on-3 kit that's fucking badass and I want it in my car. Get the fuck out of here or I'm going to fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm going to fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
And when he's like, no, we have a combo that we have vetted. We have a combo that we have figured out. And that is what we give warranties on. Lund Racing has a Gen 1 tune we figured out. A Gen 2, a Gen 3, a Gen 4, a blower, a ESS, a Vortec, a Paxton, a Whipple, a CPR, a On3, a Fluid. We've done all the vetting. So when there's an issue, we go, it ain't our shit. If Alex tuned my Terminator one day, you're the problem. If Alex tuned my Terminator in one day, then you are the problem. Could you imagine? No, because it's custom always, right? And this is what they say. Isn't it custom tuning? You picked a certain cold air that is in our drop-down menu. Yes? Yes. You picked a gear ratio that you liked. Yes? Yes. You picked a manifold that you like that we cover. Yes? That tune's custom to your vehicle. You put 409s in it? Yup. You put a Cobra Jet in it? Yup. You put a Twin 69 in it? Yup. You put a PMAS in it? Yup. You put LU47s in it? Yup. Here you go. The base is the same, but the changes are custom to your vehicle. But when you start saying, well, I thought it was custom. I thought it was custom to what I wanted. No, burbles are not a thing. 8,500 RPM rev limiters on pump gas aren't a hell. 8,500 RPM limiters on anything aren't a thing if you want to fuck up your valve spring. House Fabrication sponsored by On3 and Precision. Reverse Goodwill hunting. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. Exactly. The bar is the Latino of the car racing community. If my car is mechanically right, I'm not buying a tune. Today, a GT500 owner crashed out. My tune sucks. My tune sucks. I'm sick of Lund. Then he pulled his injectors and they looked like they were under the Titanic. Like the Titanic landed on his injectors back in 1914 or wherever the fuck. When did the Titanic sink? 1912. Okay, so now what's going to happen? He's going to put those injectors back in after they've been cleaned, and it's going to go vum, vum. Fuck. I already publicly crashed out on Lund saying it was the problem. But then this is the cope. Why didn't they know my injectors were fucked up? How the fuck do I know if your injectors are fucked up? If I see an issue in the combustion of it, I'll say, bank 1 seems leaner than bank 2. So do I say, take your injectors out and clean them? No. I say, there's a fueling disparity, so you're going to have to mechanically check things out. So this guy talks shit on Lund online. Then he finally took his injectors out, and it looked like a pile of mud. Now he has been blacklisted from us because he publicly talked shit, just like dipshit is blacklisted, right? Forever. If he gets a GT500 one day, sorry. If you get a GT or a Boss, sorry. If you get a swap one day, sorry, buddy. Sorry. Go ride out with your buddy. Go ride out with your buddy. Probably is people like Cookie Cutter, but Cookie Cutter is proven. I think they want custom because they think it's more power. And then they get beat by a copy paste tune. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Here we go. Hold on. Yeah. Remote mechanics. A remote mechanic does not exist. And I guarantee dipshit probably had an issue with the pump. Probably had an issue. And he's like, oh, you didn't notice that? It's your car. You should have noticed that. Dud Racing Inc. said, had a Ford innovation system installed by a local shop and the pump failed within 100 miles. Was leaking fuel in engine bay and didn't run a boost reference line to the regulator. Is this normal? No, that's definitely not normal. You should always boost reference your car. Okay, so we're going to do Star Trek trivia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I already know the answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit live chat, and I'm going to hit display capture and get rid of these two. And what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of live chat. We're going to ask a question for a giveaway, richprince.com. We usually do giveaways on Tuesday. Vincent's definitely not winning this because he's a fucking homo. Shout out, how old's your mom? Is she my age? I want to fuck her. So, in the movie Star Trek Nemesis, which is Star Trek The Next Generation, okay? Star Trek The Next Generation. Star Trek Nemesis. During Deanna and Riker's wedding, Worf drank something that the next day gave him a massive, massive hangover. And he said, this drink should be illegal, to which Geordi said, it is. What is the drink? What is the drink? The drink that Worf had at Deanna's and Riker's wedding, where they had such a crazy hangover the next day, that he said, this drink should be illegal. And Geordi said, it is. What is you got to put the whole thing out there. You got to put the whole thing out there, corn-fed cow. You can't just give me abbreviations. You got to put the whole thing out there. Nope, not blood wine. Christoph 0224 And second place, Official Cobra Mike. So, Christoph, Romulan Ale, and Official Cobra Mike, Romulan Ale, and someone said ale. You got it, don't worry. So, Christoph, if you haven't won anything in a long time, you win. But if you want to hand it off to Official Cobra Mike, who is a longtime member, he's an EPA logo. So, Christoph, 0224, if you want to claim the prize, ydbt4life@gmail.com. If not, hand it off to Official Cobra Mike, and we can get him going. So, congratulations. There you go. Great job. Good job. So, hit me up if you want to claim the prize, and we get you taken care of that way, and then we can party. Okay, let me get this. That was easy. That was pretty easy. Yeah, you guys did a good job. ydbt4life@gmail.com. So yeah, if you want it, claim it, hit me up. If not, we'll give it up to the next guy who is a member. But I try to give it up to the members, but look, you answered it quickly. First time you ever want anything, perfect. Christoph, hit me up, ydbt4life@gmail.com. Go to richprintusa.com/ydbt. Pick whatever you want. I highly encourage you doing the Section 8 new design. I'm paying for it anyway. So just, you can have that and you'll be good to go. A random winning the giveaway 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, that's crazy. You guys got to get on game. Mr. Press said Malta. That's funny. The local shop claims to be a local big time Mustang shop. The place is a joke. Was it named something stupid like Run the Trap Racing? Like, I'm blown away that you guys go to a shop and it's called We Sell Drugs Performance LLC. Like you guys go, we sell coke in the back, and this is a front racing. You know, we sell Blicks and AKs with filed off serial numbers performance, and you're like, well, what happened? What happened? Never get to watch a live, says Chrissy939, probably a guy. Just want to see my OG sticker on the screen. Thank you, Alex, for sharing your endless knowledge with people like me that don't know shit. Honestly, you and Vincent apparently don't know shit. Smoke Alarm says, horchata. That's fair. To be fair, many of us don't try since we have one already. I appreciate that. Look, the least I could do would give something away once a week so you guys could feel like you're getting something for it. A lot of you that join Patreon, if you're on Patreon, I give away big ticket items there because you are paying $15 a month to be there. Wasn't it ale? Yeah, A-list, right? A-list, blow by. Again, no indictment on those people, but like, I'm not taking my car, and again, I don't know them personally, but if I see the name and it says illest, no, it's got to be like totally have a business license performance. The owner is white. I'm like, oh, whew. Excuse me, can I see your owner? Yeah, why? I just want to see him. Oh, he's white. We're good. Okay, here's my car. Sorry. I'm not stupid. I've been there. I haven't won anything in 2 years. I updated my Wi-Fi. Fuck. They ain't getting payment this month if I'm going to lose. I got it. Jason says, yeah, Alex, you're right. Vince's father is obvious you don't feed your kids in the morning. How would you feel if you did not have breakfast in the morning? But I did have breakfast. But I don't. That's such a stupid question, Alex. I did have breakfast. I had Captain Crunch. Fucked up the roof of my mouth and everything. With or without berries? Exactly. Smoke the yeah, Wonder Bread. Exactly. If you name your business like a food, a drug, a rapper name, Ebonics, I'm good. I'm gonna pass on that one. I mean, Trapaholics Racing, Ebonics, words. The fuck racing. Like, you know what I hear a lot of black people say is the fuck for no reason. They're like, what are you talking about? Like the fuck? I'm like, what? Yeah, like this guy came up in here. I was like, the fuck? I don't think you're using that properly. Yeah, I was like, yo, I don't want to serve people like the fuck. Okay, I'm not even gonna try to figure that out. The Stang Shop, Alice Performance. Been in business 30 years in Michigan. Oh my God, Michigan. Michigan's interesting. A BBL Performance. Vincent hate goons to this show. If he says see you Thursday, good. Then we have a war. Then we have an Amory war. Not a problem, dude. All day. Wonder if I'll get solid motor racing. Right. Cannabis racing. Yeah, look, when I see a lot of people get into the racing game and then get out of the racing game and to get into cannabis or gummies, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. Like, where there's smoke, there's fucking fire. So I'm just like, yeah, and you could tell who you're dealing with. Guys, you judge of character. Are you know, one of the hardest things to be is a good judge of character. Because you need to be able to assess what you're looking at and the person you're dealing with and wonder, should I give them money? Now, based on what I heard and thought, I thought I was dealing with legit people. Now, in hindsight, being 2020, frauds. Just nothing but frauds in this industry. Like, ridiculous. I'm going to do most of the work on my ZR1 for the simple fact that I don't trust anybody. Like, the mechanical work on the ZR1 has been done by me, except the turbo kit. The turbo kit, Ryan Eckhart did a killer job, has done killer work, does side work for FFRE, built the BL Fab kit, built the Grey Goose kit, and the cage, and the floors, and the everything, and the Zeus shit. So I'm just like, of course I trust that guy. And it looks fantastic with Senior's direction. So I'm going to do everything. And I don't care if it looks goofy. At least I know it's going to work. Taking it to some fucking weird shop. Alan Avery says, Alex, I'm guessing yes. But since here only about a year, did you like old school Star Trek with Shatner? No, I hated the old school Star Trek. The old school Star Trek was shit, in my opinion. I wasn't a fan of it at all. Were you into Voyager or DS9? I was not into Voyager at all because it's a woman. And let's be honest, I don't know how any guy can take directions from a woman when it comes to, like, you know, very, very, very technical things. Sorry. I'm there. I am absolutely there. And if you get mad at me, too fucking bad. Sorry. A smoke detector going off for a black person is there. Oh my God, stop it. I'm going to stop that. Soldier Part Performance. Yeah. Robbing Peter to pay Paul Racing. Alex, we've changed our name for... No. No, I'm good. That's Racing Performance. 25% APR performance. Remember to throw in an Amory sticker. Oh, yes. Thank you. Jerry says, yo, Alex, is a 2.3 rush blower enough blower to dip it to the 9s? Yes. Or should I just get a Hellion twin turbo for a Gen 2 MT82? If you have a Gen 2 MT82, you're going to need a 69 millimeter pulley and maybe a 10% to make enough boost to get that car to go 9s if it's full weight. Forward your breakfast, performance, the sauce, performance, own a fuel system company, and do corn on the side. I mean, that's wild work. Wild work. Next Generation was my favorite. Yeah, by far. Next Generation was written well. You need to understand, there's a storylines, and Gene Roddenberry was the brainchild of that whole situation, and he had this crazy outlook for the future that I thought was excellent as a kid, and even as an adult, when you go back and look at it. And I know some of you guys are like, no, I like watching Fallout. I like watching The Boys. I'm like, yeah, then Star Trek The Next Generation is not for you. Like, at all. Like, not at all. Like, don't even bother going there. The whole world of business, what I said, the whole world of business is built on fraud. Yeah, because it's legal to claim bankruptcy, right? And you can stiff people you owe money to and still remain in business. It's scumbaggy, but it's legal, right? I think you could do Chapter 11 and reorganize your finances, and you could pick and choose who you're going to stiff, but still remain in business. And the business files that, not you as a person, because you separate yourself as an entity from the business. So if the business files bankruptcy, you don't. I think that's how it goes. Is it normal for spark to be 10 degrees off as well? I mean, look, you're asking weird questions. 10 degrees off of what? What do you mean? Is it normal for spark to be 10 degrees off as well? Local Mustang shop over 30 years, and he had it shifting through all the gears at maximum 7,300. Is this normal? Let me know. Thanks. I don't know what you got going. I don't know what kind of car you got. I have no idea. If your car has a stock manifold and it's NA, yeah, why would you want to shift it over 7,500 RPMs? If your car, what do you mean 10 degrees? I don't even know what's happening. I don't know what you're saying. What about race proven? But none of the cars race that come out of that shop, just Fran's car. Well, I mean, look, what if they're street cars, right? What if they're street cars? Imagine Race Proven Motorsports has a guy with a CTSV, and he's like, I just wanted to make 700, and they never use it. At Bomberas, where I worked for a little bit, most of those cars never raced, and a lot of cars made well over 800 horsepower. You never saw those cars on Facebook. You never saw anywhere. Black Bear Performance, right? Drive SEMA cars into each other, LLC. 3 days for 3 past performance. Fallout has to be the best adaptation of a video game. I know. No one gives a fuck. Yeah, I don't care. I watched it. I'm like, this is dumb. 2 different bankruptcies, personal and business. Yeah, so if you have a business bankruptcy, then you can stiff people the creditors, people that gave you money or you owe money to, and you can still stay in business. It's kind of crazy. Dilithium Crystal Racing, right? The Racing ESS G3X 10R80 ignition timing. 10R80 ignition timing? What does that mean, 10R80 ignition timing? What the fuck does 10R80 ignition timing mean? You think there's different spark advance for a 10R80 at a certain load than manual? If a manual has 1.6 air load on pump gas, it might see 16 degrees of spark advance. If an auto has 1.6 air load, it might see 16 degrees of spark advance. What if the octane's there? Like, I don't understand. 10R80 ignition timing? You think there's different timing for autos than there is for... I'm talking about wide open throttle, obviously. Timing is... Like, do you mean steady state? I mean, look. Too much. Who we getting built MT82 from these days? I don't want polishing stones in my trans, if you know what I mean. T56, brother. T56. Lund does Ghost Cam for 1500 horsepower Voodoo. I mean, we'll try it, but that doesn't mean we're going to like make it drive good. It's easy. It's animation, but Star Trek The Lower Decks was a good watch. Yeah, exactly. That race, no sir, was referring to comment before. I gotcha. Okay. I don't know what 10 degrees lower than normal is. Like what? You have 6 degrees of spark advance at wide open throttle? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, he wanted ignition intake or tune. I get it. Look, I don't understand the over-analyzation of spark advance. A lot of people analyze AFR too hard. The Coyotes have a little AFR gauge in the center of the screen, and when they go up and throttle, they stare at it. And I'm like, data log it, send it to us. Because we see lambda, you see AFR, and that's the dummy gauge. Like the AFR gauge on the thing, it's a dummy gauge. If you know how to read it, it makes sense, but it's just there to like give you a general sense of what's happening. Like, why at idle, it's 14.0 on pump gas and 10.0 on E85. I know, because the stoic changed in the tune. So it seems to like chase the stoic and then the commanded lambda at wide open, generally. I think if it got commas, exactly. 10-speed timing, do you have Bellax or VMS rears? Right. Did something happen when yeah, we don't fuck with Homeboy no more. Nothing happened, it just fell off. I hate when my transmission is built and then gets kidney stones in it. That's funny. Exactly. Alex, would you do a whiteboard series video on fuel systems? Oof. Look. Fuel systems are straightforward. I don't give a fuck what pump you have. I don't give a fuck what anything. There's 2 trains of thought, whether you're deadheading or you are returning through the rail. Like, running fuel through the rail and then returning that way. At the end of the day, whatever the fuel system company recommends, I would do that. This is why. Because if you ever have an issue with it, you can hit them up. If you start reconfiguring fuel systems in a way that's different than the manufacturer suggests, you're opening yourself up for them to say, well, that's not the way we want you to run it. And if anything happens to it, like a prematurely worn pump, that's on you. So I would do whatever the manufacturer says. Now, if you're running a custom fuel system, hit up whatever tuner you're dealing with. I'm not going to sit there and give you whiteboard series video on that, because what happens? Other homo tuners that don't know how to explain it to the general public use it as a guide. That's right. Ops have sent my videos to people as a guide. As a fucking guide. If you hate me so much, why are you using my content to educate the masses? Pretty goofy and weird. I want that chip in my car, but I still want it to drive good with mods. Recommend you go with that build. If you want it to drive good, you don't get a Ghost Cam tune. Plain and simple. I almost forgot about that. Trans had kidney stones. Coca-Cola says, hey, Alex, dumb question. I have both dedicated pump gas tunes and a dedicated E85 tune from Lund. Does Lund also do flex tune, or is that a no-no? It's a no-no because the customers were generally, look at what's happening right now. There's a guy that has had the tune that 500 people have had, and he had issues with it. And those are the ones that are the biggest pain in the ass. The flex tune confused people so much. They went to the dyno, and tried E20, E30, It's convenience. It's to transfer from pump gas and then to E85 and from E85 to pump gas. No, these fuckers were like, hey, on E50, it didn't make that much more horsepower than on pump gas. When did we say you're guaranteed this much power on this much ethanol? It's a convenience transition tune. And then they didn't get that. So we just stopped supporting it because if we got 30 emails one day, 20 of them were, hey, I'm having issues with my flex tune. Get it out. Rand R, I might do one tomorrow. R&R, I'm gonna do one tomorrow because I missed Sunday and Monday because I was just catching up from being away. So I might do one tomorrow to catch up and give you TDC. Longer doesn't support blame people like Vince. Exactly, literally Vince. T56, yes, but what if you don't want to change everything when you can just bolt in and plug and play version of the car? Okay, you've gotten your answer. If you don't want to do the T56, we got no suggestions for you. If you want to go with the ops, go with the ops. What do you want me to do? No Voice says, only reason I'm going to them is because keeping the auto rev matching. Whatever you want to do. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Tick Performance supposedly makes a model to retain the downshift rev matching on T56. I have not seen that work on any car yet. Sell me Collier. Sure, $45,000, and I'll see if Jake is willing to get as is. I ain't touching it. I would not touch it. $45K. Wire it to me, and it'll go to your house for $45K. If not, I'm going to optimize it and try to go A50s with it. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Today, we talked about House Fab getting into the ZR1 game just to see what's that, even though John Lucas doesn't love seeing ZR1s in his shit. His shop might be full of ZR1s if they actually get Motec on it, Tremec on it, Chevy on it, GM on it, and maybe a clutch situation and make big boy power so they can start making ZR1 1400X packages from Fathouse. I think that would be amazing. Corey Willis called out the diesel community saying deletes are not legal, so please stop saying deletes are legal. Please, please, please. And that would be great if y'all could do that because they're still in the fight and cars that have a VIN number technically cannot be made race cars still. It's just a matter of enforcement and they're not enforcing certain things right now. So we'll see how that ends up. And then we took your regular questions and talked a little shit and did a little giveaway stuff for the channel. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Some of you tomorrow, you know who on TDC. Be back tomorrow on that at 9 o'clock or so, or maybe 9:30 so we can talk on the later side so the kids are in bed. And then we'll get after it on Thursday for YDBT Daily. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.